guys, this is Megan Hilt, and I'm sorry that I've been gone so long. Let me quickly tell you what happened. So basically, my tablet that I used to edit videos and upload videos and everything died, and I had to wait for the tax return money to come so that I could purchase a new computer to use to edit videos. So now I have a computer again, and I'm so excited. So if I have not been responding to messages or comments or anything, that's why. It's just really hard to do that from my phone. But today, I'm really excited to be involved in a collab. This is a big collab. Everybody who is involved will be listed down in the description bar. But I want to give a big shout out to Valerie Hill because this was her idea. She came up with the idea for this collab. She asked if anyone wanted to be in it, and I was like, I do. So thank you so much, Valerie, for letting me be involved in this collab. This is called the Things I Wish I Knew Before I Had Kids collab. And I went through and wrote down 10 things that I had wished I had known before I had kids. Well, kid. And I was only going to list 5, but I just kept going and going and going. So they're not in any specific order. They are just how they popped out of my brain. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to just tell you what I wish I had known before I had Garrett. So, number 1 is C-sections aren't scary, and I have an explanation point. Before I talk about that exactly, let us rewind back to either 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. I'm not sure which. So let's rewind it back. So, okay. So I was in health class, and they showed us a video of a woman giving birth, and it was terrifying to me. Terrifying. They need to stop showing those videos to little children. But I was terrified. And for the rest of my life, I'm still terrified of childbirth. Terrified. So when I got older, because I always knew I wanted to have kids, when I got older, I decided that a C-section would probably be the better option of the two for me because I was so scared. And then when I found out I had lymphedema, I decided that no, I should probably just not have a C-section when I went to have my child, because if I had a C-section, that could cause secondary lymphedema, which it actually did. Spoiler alert. When I went to have Garrett, I really, really wanted to not have a C-section. But my doctor said, you have to have a C-section or you and the baby, you or the baby or both could die. So I had the C-section. And the whole night, actually the whole week before that, I was so terrified. I would have been terrified if it was a C-section or the other way, but I was just so terrified that I did not sleep. The night before, I didn't sleep at all. I maybe got 10 minutes of sleep. I was terrified. And I wish that I could go back in time and say, Megan, C-sections aren't scary. They're really not. I mean, I say that, but if I had another C-section, I would be terrified again because I'm still terrified of childbirth. But it wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it would be. I worked it way up in my mind. So if you're like me and you have a fear of childbirth or C-sections, I just want to let you know it's not as bad as you think it will be. And the part that is bad is over so quickly that you have your baby and you're like, oh my gosh, my baby, So don't work it up in your mind so much. Okay, number 2, I wrote down postpartum depression issues. That is something I really wish I would have known. I've always kind of struggled with depression, throughout my life, on and off and on and off. But I did not really know about postpartum depression. And looking back, after I had my son for the first week or 2, I see it through this veil of depression, if that makes any sense. Because I didn't have any, I didn't get the medication because I didn't know that I had postpartum depression. I just thought I was a terrible mom. And I was crying all the time, and it was just horrible. And I just want you to know that that is something that can happen because of the hormones and everything. And if it does happen, there's nothing wrong with saying, I need help. I need to go to the doctor. I need help. Because you will feel so much better once you get help. So I wish I would have known going into my pregnancy and having my child that that was something that could happen. And I wish I would have taken care of it right away. but I didn't. It took me a week to take care of it, and that was because my sister was like, oh, you have postpartum depression. And I called my doctor and they were like, oh, honey, you have postpartum depression. And they got me my pills. It completely helped. So yes, I wish I would have known about that. Definitely. Number 3 is that your life will change. And I have in parentheses, don't listen to people who say it won't. This is very important. Your life will change when you have a child. People that say, your life won't change, those people are stupid. They are so stupid. Your life will change. I mean, unless you're talking about maybe from going from 1 child to 2 children, then it won't really change as much. But no, your life will completely change. Me and my husband are in complete agreement on this point. All these people were like, your life won't change. It'll be exactly the same. Don't worry about it. La, 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 la. No, it was completely different. And then it kind of made us feel like, what are we doing wrong? Since our life is so different, it must be something we did wrong, because everyone's saying that our life wasn't supposed to change, but it did change. No, your life will change. It just will. It's just how it is. You have no kid, then you have a kid. Your life will change. It's not a bad thing. I just want you to know, and me, I wish I would have known, that your life will change. So don't be super upset if it does, because it will. Okay, number 4. Breastfeeding issues. I wish I would have known about the possibility of there being breastfeeding issues for me. I was able to breastfeed for 3 months, and it was the hardest and most rewarding 3 months of my entire life. It was very hard. Very, very hard. I have a problem where I do not produce enough milk. I literally do, so please don't tell me in the comments that I don't, because I do. So my son was losing so much weight so quickly because I just wasn't producing enough milk. And I tried and tried and tried, and I tried and I tried and I tried, and I made myself sick, and I blamed myself, and I just... Until somebody told me it doesn't have to be one way or the other. Because in my mind, I always think of things as black or white normally. I was thinking I either had to completely breastfeed or I had to completely do formula. And it was making me sick because I didn't want to completely do formula, and I was trying to breastfeed and it just wasn't working. And then this wonderful lady at the health department told me it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can do both. And so I did that. I did kind of mixed. He did more formula than breast milk because I just never produced enough. With everything I was doing, I was pumping, I was taking different things to make more milk production, and it just didn't work for me. And sorry, there was a bird, it caught my attention. And it was just great. It took the stress off because that whole first week, I was just a mess. I was not myself for that first whole week. And, you know, having that weight come off, that I could do both and nobody would think that I was a failure, was great. So I did both for 3 months. It was the best 3 months of my life. The last time that I breastfed, I cried. It was very sad for me, but I couldn't do it any longer because there was literally nothing really being made. Okay, the next one is breastfeeding is amazing. That's number 5. Before I had my son, I was like, I'm not gonna breastfeed because breastfeeding is disgusting. Okay, I'm sorry, don't hate me, but that's just what I thought. That's just what I thought. I know, I'm so sorry. It's never before in my life have I had a complete 180 in an opinion. I just have never ever had that happen before, and I always felt like, oh, that's so disgusting. Why would anyone do that? People shouldn't do it in public. That's how I felt, and this was a long time ago. This wasn't any time recently. And then when I had my son, I said, well, I have a very weak immune system. My husband has a very strong immune system. I'm gonna try breastfeeding. I didn't think I'd like it. I was like, I'm just gonna do it because it's the best thing for him. And, you know, Tim really wanted me to try. So I did, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever done. The bonding that happens is just unexplainable. Oh, I wish I could have done it longer. I just wish I could have. I did 3 months, and I'm really, really proud of that 3 months. My goodness. Woo, I'm being stupid. I think breastfeeding is amazing now. I fight for people's breastfeeding rights. You can breastfeed wherever you want to. You don't have to cover up if you don't, you don't have to if you don't want to. Anyway, sorry, that's a whole nother topic, but yeah, I completely changed my opinion on it. was one of the best things I ever did in my life. I'm immensely proud that I was able to do it for 3 months. I wish I could have done it longer. If I ended up having another child later, even knowing the issues I had, I would still breastfeed. I would breastfeed again, and I would try my hardest. And I would probably still only make it about 3 months, but I would have done it for 3 months. So that's something I wish I would have known, how amazing it would have been, you know. Whew. Ah. Okay, number 6. I have Pinkies or pacifiers are fine. So I was reading a lot of books and they're like, Pinkies are evil, don't use them. And so I was like, you know what, let's try not to use them. You know how long I lasted at the hospital without a Pinky? 4 hours. I lasted like 4 hours and I was like, I get a Pinky. So I sent people to get Pinkies. My son has already been off of Pinkies. He's been off of Pinkies since before he turned 1. So like a really long time ago. He's been off of Pinkies since he was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 months old. Like, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's just something I'm very proud that we were able to do. But, you know, they're not evil, they're not horrible. If you don't want to do Pinkies and you can have the patience to not do it. Oh no, the light, no. If you don't want to do Pinkies and you don't have the patience to do it, then that's, you know, whoop, let's turn you a little bit. Then that's awesome for you. Like, mad props, bro. Or sis, yeah. But if you're like me, we're crying babies, is like, you know, Pinkies are fine. And I wish I would have, wish I would have known that right away. The next one is, if something goes wrong, it's not your fault. That is very important. Something small, not, you know, something pretty small went wrong with my son's birth and not birth, but stuff. Something happened. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm never going to talk about it on here unless eventually when my son is much older, he gives me permission to, which then I maybe would, but I'm not. I'm just not going to. It's not because I don't love you guys. It's just because it's very private and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm sorry. But something did go wrong and I blame myself. I blamed myself for a very long time. Ugh, man, this video I knew would make me upset. But I did. I blame myself. I blame myself so much. I felt horrible. And it was nothing that I couldn't have done anything. I could not have done anything. I literally could not have. But I blame myself. I blame myself. And I think I still do a little tiny bit, even though I shouldn't. So it's easier said than done to not blame yourself, but try not to. Try not to blame yourself. Don't do that to yourself. It's not your fault. It just isn't your fault. So that, I think, is very important. I wish I would have known that. Okay. Number 8, I have sleep. Okay. Yes. Very important. I didn't sleep a lot. Sorry, I have a cold. I didn't sleep a lot before I had my son because I was nervous about the C-section. I was exhausted those first couple days because I was so sleep deprived. And everyone kept saying, if the baby's sleeping, you should sleep. If the baby's sleeping, you should sleep. And in my mind, I was like, if the baby's sleeping, I should be doing whatever I want to do, like watch Netflix. That's what I should be doing, because I'm stupid. And I did that. I watched Netflix and all kinds of crazy stuff. And, nope. If the baby's sleeping, you should sleep. That's just what you should do, at least for the first couple weeks. Just sleep. Whenever you can sleep, you should sleep, because me and my husband were so exhausted. We were tired. We were more tired than we had ever been in our entire lives. It was just, no, sleeping is very important. So don't forget about sleeping. That's very important. Number 9, ask for help if you need it. If you, like, again, just with anything, this goes back to breastfeeding issues. This goes back to postpartum depression. It can be anything, like, you know, somebody please come help me. I need a break from my baby for, like, I need to run to the store and I need a break. Can somebody watch my baby? Can somebody help me with my laundry? Please, I'm going crazy here. Can somebody help me cook dinner? Anything. Don't be afraid to ask for help. My mom and dad were, like, so amazing. So amazing. And my sister, she was down here too for a little bit. They were so amazing when my son was first born. With help. I mean, still, but I mean, like, they stayed overnight with him multiple times so that we could sleep. I mean, just They went above and beyond, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Just don't. It doesn't make you look weak, it makes you look human, and it makes you not lose your mind. So that's important. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And my number 10 is, most importantly, don't fight your new identity as mom or dad, but don't lose your other identities either. So what I mean by that is, I fought my new identity. Not that I didn't love my son and I didn't want to be a mom, but I fought it. I fought it so hard. I was like, no, you know, I'm not a mom. I'm cool. Look how cool I am. I'm so cool. Please let me be cool. I tried so hard. I tried so hard to just like be like, no, I'm not a mom. Don't put that on me. No, you know, I tried really hard. And then when I finally was like, you know what? No, I am a mom. That's one of my identities now. I was like, ooh, I feel good. The world didn't end. This is good. You know? So, I'm so stupid. So, and the other thing is, so don't be afraid to embrace your new identity, but it's not your only identity. You have other identities. Don't let I'm a mom, I'm only a mom. Don't let that take over your life. You are lots of things. You have lots of identities. Don't lose them. Don't let your one identity take over your entire life, you know, and that goes back to things changing. See, if things didn't change, then I wouldn't have had this identity crisis, but they did, and that's why that happened. So, you know, that I think is most important, is literally, please, don't try to fight your new identity, but also don't let it take control of your entire life. So those were the 10 things I wish I had known before I had my son. And hopefully this video wasn't too crazy. I'm sorry I got emotional a couple times. I don't know. I got emotional. I don't know. So please check out everyone else's videos in this collab. They are down below. Their channels are down below. Their videos should be up if this video is up. So if you're watching this, go watch their videos. And please subscribe to all my awesome friends. I love them so much. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that I didn't scare you off from having children too much. Thank you so much for watching. And this is Megan Hilt out.